aka the Melanin Man. Yes, that's right, that's right. The Melanin Man, aka a voice of consciousness. Okay, well, and today is the 21st of, I believe it's the 21st of May, 21st of May. No, June, sorry. 21st of June 2022. And once again, I am the Melanin Man, aka a voice of consciousness. And excuse me, just want to share. Last week we did, what was it? Have you been playing the game successfully? This week it is, or has the game been successfully playing you? All right, so check this out. Everything about what we're doing in this society right now, here today, and every day is playing a role, playing a part, doing something that is not really you. However, you've agreed to allow yourself to play a role, as it were, in the grand scheme of things. We put a lot of stock or a lot of concerns or a lot of energy into being the fans of supporting those people who seem to be bigger than life. And they're not bigger than life. Obviously, they're what we see as the epitome of life in the movies, in the television set. These are contrived, orchestrated creations that we've allowed ourselves to buy into. So everything is about you buying into or you're not accepting. And 9 times out of 10 we buy into excuse me, those things that are not real. So this is an artificial, imaginative plane of existence that we're in. And if we're not really sincerely understanding, understanding, and overstanding that, then we're not playing the game, and the game is playing you. If you don't understand, overstand that this is all a show, depending on what type of show you're interested in, all of it's a light show. Everything is some level of light. Everything is a level or reflecting or prism expressing light. Now, I didn't say prison, I said prism, which is being projected. It's like a projection of a light codes that are harmonized, balanced, or some levels of frequency that appear to be solidified. And you are one as well. So we are not, this is not what we call quote unquote reality, unless what we call reality is this which we only see as reality. There is layers and levels and other dimensions to the reality, as it were. However, we're only focusing on one level, one dimension. And as long as we continue to focus on 3-dimensional constructs, and we're in a 4th or 5th dimensional plane, the game is playing you. Because that's how we've been conditioned, programmed, and brought into this thing called being. We've come through a lower state of vibrational frequency, circumstance, and conditions. And so in doing so, we are set to matriculate beyond this plane. However, we have to start so to speak, from the bottom and work your way up, kind of thing. And if we're not careful, and if we're not conscious, and if we're not really sincere, you will only experience that which you've allowed your mind or allowed yourself to accept. If you don't know that because of imagination, that is the liberating substance that you contain, or that's contained in you, and that's what allows you to move beyond the limited resource or reality that you think is the only reality, your imagination. Now, the game is playing you in that you bought into all of the movie stars and all of the stories that has been projected on a TV screen. Now you buy into every emotional up and down roller coaster ride that the movie or the story is taking you on, which is for entertainment, by the way. And that's okay. It's nothing wrong with being entertained. The problem comes in when you assume that this entertainment is the reality and the truth of the all there is. That's where the problem comes in at. When you get lost in the story, when you lose yourself or you get lost in the story, the game is playing you. Because that's what the game is all about, is to draw you in, keep you captivated long enough so that you don't know that when the time comes to move, you don't move. When the vibratory frequencies or the waves of expansion comes, you only allowing yourself to expand in that which you've accepted, not what you've imagined. Somebody else has imagined something that you've accepted, and so you limit yourself by only allowing yourself to see and not see beyond someone else's imagination, because you have an imagination too. So all of this is fantasy land. Understand that. This is a big, big, big ball of like Funtown. I don't know if you remember Funtown. It's a long time ago in Chicago. This is a Funtown. It was an amusement park. And so nowadays we have Disney World, Disneyland, there's Water World, there's all these different places to go and have fun, enjoy yourself, be a child again, all types of things that's going on. Well, that's what this whole planet is, in essence. You are here to enjoy yourself. You are here to have fun. You are not here, and the experiences which allows you to expand. You are not here, however. Well, I won't say what you're not here for. What I will say is the whole operation is about enjoyment. It's about really experiencing the expansive aspect of yourself, and this is where you can do that. This is the place and space whereby you can enjoy certain aspects of this experience beyond your wildest dreams or your wildest imagination. And so there are those that have generated captivating entertainment vehicles to keep you distracted from you having the ability to expand beyond your wildest imagination. Here in this time, transferring your energy to the next level, whatever that might be for you. However, the game is playing you in that you don't see beyond this construct. If you're unable to think beyond this construct and only get involved with this aspect of what is reality, or what you call life, and you're imagining, it's like we playing a game. Well, imagine if this movie star was a real person, or they're a real person but they're playing a role. And so imagine that I like or don't like or dislike or want to be excited by this person that is playing a role. So you like a person based on a role, and you may not like them in real life. Or you like a person in real life, but you may not like them based on playing a role. Then you bought into the game. Excuse me, the game is playing you. When you tend to only see someone having value based on an act, and it's an act, the game is playing you. When you've completely bought into the idea that there's a class of people, or there's someone better than you because they have more money than you, or they have a prestigious role in life that you admire, and that makes them better, the game is playing you. See, when you think that it's more important to have than to not have, the game is playing you. Oh, it's nice to have, don't get me wrong. It's nice to do things in this life, don't get me wrong. However, when you start to think that the only way for your survival, and that's another term too, and I won't say it, let me back up. When you think that the only way for you to exist, is that it be adorning yourself with stuff. You look around, you got stuff, you got all kind of stuff, and somebody else has more stuff, so that they're better, or someone else has and doing more with their life, or at least it looks like it, because again, everybody's somehow take on a demeanor and play a role, and how sincere and dedicated are they in that role. And you can say the same thing for me. And I'm playing a role. I'm doing a part. I'm playing my part. Now, but how sincere am I? How genuine am I with the part that I'm playing? And that's how we judge one another. And it's not to judge. It's not to judge. It's to have the experience, to know based on being exposed to something, to allow you to get the wisdom from having the experience, not get wisdom and knowledge from what someone is telling you. Oh, I didn't know that. I never knew that. You just told me something I didn't know. That doesn't mean you have knowledge. It only means you was exposed to something you didn't know, or maybe you didn't remember. Because everything is known throughout by all souls that know throughout. So the whole idea is to allow yourself to be reminded. Now, if you don't want to be reminded, that's fine too. However, the game is playing you when you think that you have no concept, no idea, no way of knowing any of these things other than some authority tells you, or someone that has a lighter skin tone is more believable Well, first of all, it's not about believing, it's about you knowing. And if you don't know, then you must be honest with yourself and say you don't know. So the game is playing you in that you've been buying into ideas and ideals that foster imitative imagery. So stuff is imitating what things should be, and we buy into the idea of it and not the thing itself. So we don't know each other, we don't communicate. Excuse me. We don't know each other, we don't communicate, and we don't want to, because when I look at you, I can tell based on the idea of what the image has given me, or whether you kind of look like, well, you kind of look like this, so you must be that. You know, it's a real weak, irresponsible, insensitive way to govern our lives and to be around people when you don't care to know them, understand them, or even want to have anything to do with them. You just look at how they look and say, you make a judgment, or you base it on something in your mind, or a story you've heard, or tales that have been told. This is all contrived. This is an imaginary place where, like Disney World and everything else, you know, your wildest dreams can come true, but yours can as well. You don't have to buy into everything that you've been given and sold and been rammed down your throat. You can be independent of, in it but not of it. You can move through this and have yourself be more transformed into the next phase of whatever that might be. However, the game is playing you when you only judge and have everything set up based on your idea or based on the ideas you've been given about a thing. So anyway, they say you're supposed to be a car salesman. And so you live a life of selling cars. Excuse me, and then you identify as a car salesman. You don't identify as a being, spiritual being, dynamic, divine being. You don't identify as that. You only identify as the role. You only identify with the role that you're playing in a particular time. Now, the next week or the next month or a couple of years later, you could become a real estate agent. So you're playing roles and acting out parts that is only an act. It's only a part that you play, like in the movies. You are not, if you're defining yourself by these experiences, then the game is playing you. Because the whole idea is to keep you locked into playing a part of some type rather than actualizing, realizing, and aligning yourself with the higher aspects of yourself. Listen, like, share, if you can, if you will, like, share, and promote to those who, you know, have this type of mindset, because it's a different frequency, I will admit, and everybody is not resonating. Excuse me. Everybody don't resonate on the same level, and everybody's not really interested in certain aspects because it may or may not be no money in it. It may or may not be no prestige in it. It may or may not, not enough people may know about it. And if not enough people know, then it's not that real important. Or, how much does it cost? If it has no cost to it, then it may not be valuable to somebody. And so all of these are aspects of the game playing you. If you have no original thoughts or allow yourself to be original in any shape, form, or fashion, the game is playing you. If you're comfortable with the imitation, with the synthetic, with the artificial, and anything that is genuine and authentic comes to you and you reject it, you're rejecting yourself. Just know that. And so the game is playing you. So the game is successfully playing you. Just know that. And it's okay to play the game. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to enjoy this place and space of time. There's nothing wrong with it. That's what you're here for anyway. It's just that when you allow yourself to accept the artificial as the truth or the reality, and you switch from that which the story that's been told, and you switch that story to become a reality for you, or that you want to live it, so you're going to emulate it. The game is playing you. We must know these things, and we must also not be afraid to accept the fact that, okay, maybe I have gotten a little too involved with, being a fan of someone. Maybe I've gotten too involved with this whole social media thing, So it's just a question of the individual and how they take stock in who they are and what they are, and how sincere they are about what it is they want to do with who they are and what they are. How serious do you want to be about this thing? So again, like, share if you will, and go ahead and allow yourself to subscribe. I would appreciate it. In time, there will be other things unfolding. In the meantime, always at peace.